team, and we'll see what they have for us in store this evening up against Jamaica. We will pause now as we acknowledge the national anthems of our two competing nations.
Canada.
Well, the teams and the coaching staffs will exchange a little mementos at half court, wish each other well, and then get back to finishing out their warm-ups and preparation for tonight's game. I mentioned the possibility of a tie. The Jamaicans come here off the back of their heaviest loss, going down 123-74 to the Bahamas. And that one might come back to haunt them. There's our third team on the court, our three officials ready to go. Two from Brazil, one from Argentina, making the trip north here today. And the reason that defeat to the Bahamas might impact on Jamaica is if they were to lose this game, and then in the other game, Puerto Rico were to win, that would give a three-way tie where all three teams are on 2 wins and 4 defeats and 2-2 in their head-to-head. Points difference comes into it, and that's where that heavy defeat might cost Jamaica. They don't want to get into that three-way tie, that's for sure. Here's the starting five for the Jamaicans. A tall task for them, quite literally, because they don't quite have the size to match up with this Canadian team. Coach Turner's going to have to think of some, well, interesting ploys defensively to slow this Canadian team. They just seem to be able to put 100 on the board at will, led by SGA, who's actually the fastest person to 100 points, having scored 105 in his first 4 games. He's obviously in the starting lineup, but just look at the bench. I mean, the talent they've got on the bench, never mind the starters. You would think that it's just a question of rotation for Gordy Herbert, sorting out what lineups work well and getting everybody minutes and opportunities. But sometimes it's not quite as easy as it might look on paper. There's a reason we do play the games. And Canada, well, they're all about business. They will have their thoughts shortly onto the next stage, but for now they've got to finish this one out right and make sure they are perfect 6-0 to go through into that second round, but they will have the target of making it all the way to the World Cup next late summer, early autumn, whichever way round you want to call it. But all eyes on the basketball world, looking forward to that. Canada will hope and indeed expect to have one of the tickets there, but you've got to earn it. Well, they're going to go in their huddles. The last few words of encouragement and advice from the two coaches, vital really, coming off the back of such a heavy defeat a couple of days ago, that Jamaica start this game well. They've got to get out to a strong beginning, and I think particularly defensively, that's going to be the challenge. This Canadian team has so many offensive weapons. They've got to be right on it, the Jamaicans, defensively. They'll not stop them, but just somehow slow them a little. Well, they look relatively calm and relaxed now. The Jamaicans first out onto the floor. Well, the noise goes up whenever number 2's name is announced. Here they come then, the Canadians onto the floor for the final time in Group C play. Looking to stay perfect. Ball is up and we're underway. Welcome along wherever in the world you're joining us from. FIBA Basketball World Cup Qualifiers Game Day 6. Canada trying to stay perfect. Jamaica trying to punch their ticket. And the Jamaicans with an early steal, but they can't turn it into points. They will get a second go at it and a full shot clock because of that being thrown back by Canada. And that's through the hands and out of bounds of Tyran Latibodiere. So Canada will finally get their first proper offense. Nemrod brings it forward. Is SGA kicking it out. Pass again stolen away by the Jamaicans. That's going to be an offensive foul. Well, he was off down court. He had the layup. He didn't really need to do that, Latibodiere, but you can see he's just pushed off. It's an easy spot from that angle, but he's completely in front. Just lay it in. Well, they should have 4 points on the board here, Jamaica, and they've got none. So it's Alexander. Kicks it cross court to Brooks, looking to back down, steps underneath, up in the air, another turnover. 3 turnovers here for Canada in the first minute and change. And Jamaica finally do get on the board. Odija with the triple. Well, it's been a turnover fest in the first couple of minutes. There we go, points for Canada. Andrew Nemhard getting them going. Thurwell. Long way into that pump fake from Thompson. Tipped down. On the rebound to Brooks. Alexander just checks his feet. Offensive rebound easily grabbed by Kabengele. And that's turned into 3 more points for Canada as Brooks knocks down the 3. Wow, miscommunication on that pass. Turned over. And too easy right down the middle. Leonard Miller with the throwdown. Just stepping around the Jamaican defenders. And from 3-0 down, Canada has scored 7 in a row. As we look back at that run back jam, again, just one little jink, then another, and he's at the rim. Thompson hands it off to Thelwell. Thelwell around the screen, going to pull up from the top of the key. Front iron on that, but enough for it to drop. Lambard will amble it across midcourt. Little step back for 3 off the mark. Tipped up in the air, and that will hit the line and will be a Jamaica ball. Thompson helped back to his feet. Stilwell just about had enough on that one. Lujo under pressure, needs to get across midcourt, does. Long way into the shot clock before the ball's moved anywhere. We got to Baudier all the way to the rim, off the mark with his layup. Jamaica had it back briefly. Canada with numbers here, and out in front for the layup. Lambard again. Well, that's an awkward spot to catch the ball down in the corner. Great pressure from Brooks, and that is turned over. And he wants to hear it from the Canadian fans. The problem really was the initial pass. He's basically triple teamed there because you've got Brooks on one side and the sideline and the baseline on the other sides. And all he could do was turn it over. There's Brooks trying to take advantage of that, get some points off turnovers, and exactly what he does. Thelwell. Brooks again applying the heat. That time he's got called for a foul. First foul of the game on the Canadians. Into Thompson. Select Baudier. Gets it back. Thelwell in the key. Doesn't go. We'll bat it around. That will go out of bounds. It will stay with Jamaica. I believe it was Kabengele who touched it last. Under all sorts of pressure, gets his shot away, but off the mark. Rebound pulled in by Miller. Miller just a change of pace, bullying his way to the rim. Kicks it out instead. Lambard, just a little jab step to create an elbow jumper. Thelwell with the rebound. Pass deflected. He did have an open Thompson underneath. But meanwhile, Canada off and running. Leonard Miller with another jam. And the transition too quick for the Canadians. Thelwell. Shot. That one from Thompson. defense to offense in a simple long court pass. They're out and running, and Jamaica in their wake. Off the mark. Again, look at the speed, and then, oh, Brooks blows the dunk. Well, I think he just got caught in two minds. Went for the dunk, then thought about a layup, and it sort of got somewhere stuck between the two. Delacte-Baudier in the corner misses the three. Good work on the offensive glass from Johnson, but he couldn't quite find Delacte-Baudier open in the corner. Just overthrew it a little bit as he was trying to stay in bounds. And Canada get it back. Carl Wiltshire into the game. Brooks behind the screen, splashes the three, and Canada's lead is out to double figures. Thelwell. Nice drive baseline, and an even better pass. Lovely dish, and Thompson throws it in for two. Oh, around the screen, Alexander Walker draws iron. Inside to Delacte-Baudier. Trying to muscle his way to the basket, but Brooks matching him blow for blow. Ball is up in the air, grabbed by Nembhard. Brooks kicks to the corner. Alexander Walker drives to the rim. And you feel like points in the paint is going to be a big number for Canada come the end of this game. They've already filled that category up with 12 of their 18 points as timeout is called by Jamaica here, trailing by 11.
Attacking the rim, keep shooting it. They'll start going. Okay, get physical here now. Get physical here. Here we go. Let's go, boy. Let's go. Come on. 1, 2, 3, follow me. Follow me.
Well, Dylan Brooks with a couple of steals and 8 points already to his name in the first quarter. And he seems to be enjoying it out there, doesn't he? Coach Turner was talking about the transition defense being an issue for his team so far. Turnovers as well. A lot of points off turnovers in the early stages. Almost coughed one up there, but McDonald's able to save it. Fresh into the game, Marcus McDonald is on the board. Nembhard gets it to Wiltshire. Thought about the shot. When he does take it, it's off the front of the rim. McDonald. Nice little in-out dribble. The crowd were enjoying that, but the shot is off the mark. Nembhard. Cross to Wiltshire, back to Nembhard. Wilson bobbled it a little bit, and he fires it up in the key, and that will rattle in for his first score of the game. Adija. Here's McDonald open for three, back iron. Foul on the rebound. Alexander Walker must have been holding on to the Latabaudiere. Well, you can see Wiltshire going through his reads, and in the end, he decided to call number 33. That was the best option. Well, what an impact this guy's had, Marcus McDonald. 5 points in the blink of an eye off the bench. Cuts it to 8. Wiltshire a little further out than the last one, but not much. And he too is stolen away by SGA. He's going to run it back and jam it home. Well, that is what the fans came to see tonight. Bit of SGA magic. He's got the rebound as well. Alexander's going to pull up for three, and he's enjoying himself out there. 5 quick points for him, his first points of the game. In the corner is Johnson, doesn't go. Again, there's that transition defense coach was talking about, or lack thereof. Carl Wiltshire's able to lay it home. Suddenly the Canadians out to a 17-point lead, biggest of the game. Felwell. Here's McDonald looking for 3 more, not this time. Good work on the glass from Abson. McDonald. He's gonna let it fly again. He's not gonna die wondering. Marcus McDonald, he has been super aggressive. His coach said that to him. This is the steal and run back jam by SGA. And then the celebration, and then why not just pull up for 3 as well. Lobbed up a little bit too high. Young McDonald is only 19 years of age. What a stage this is for him. And he's certainly not shying away from the bright lights. Here he is again. Felwell looking for 3 and splashing it home. Canada were just, they were trying to take a little clock, I think, there. Needed a few more seconds to tick to ensure Jamaica don't come back the other way. But they can take most of it off. SGA looking for 3, finding it. 8 first quarter points for the Canadian captain. 32 on the board before the quarter's out. Adija. Time running down, foul is called. I believe it's on Ken Birch. Only the 3rd foul on the Canadians, and only the 4th foul in the first quarter. Well, crowded out. And Chase Adija begging for a foul, but looked like the ball bounced off the chest. That's the end of the first here. Canada picking up where they left off the other day. 32 points in the first quarter. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has 8 of them. They lead by 17. Well, 10 of 12 from 2-point range. They're gunning the 3s as well. You can't get shooting numbers much better than the Canadians put out there in that first quarter. But it's about problem solving for the Jamaicans. They are obviously overmatched, but they've swung a few punches out there themselves. Let's have a look back at the best plays of the first quarter. It was all about turnovers, really, in the early stages. Jamaicans were getting some and running, and the Canadians too. 13-6 on the old points off turnovers. And whenever the Canadians were in the open court, it looked like a certified guaranteed 2 points. And that was one of the issues Coach Turner talked about in his timeout, was transition defense and how they got back. But even in the half court, the Canadians have got so many great shooters. It's not easy. SGA with a quick fire, 5 points, then he added another 3 as well to make it 8. Canada in control of this one. Don't forget, you can scan the QR code, access and log into Courtside 1891. Watch live streams, extended highlights of FIBA competitions, and much, much more. Scores and stats, of course, to keep on top of the world of FIBA basketball. Oh! Was there a foul? There's almost a disastrous turnover by Jamaica, but there was a little grab to ensure that he could get the ball there. Ryan Nembhard. I think the foul was in the front court. Or was it? The referee's just explaining there as to whether, I think if the foul's in the front court, the inbound has to be in the front court. If the foul's in the back court, the inbound's in the back court. And obviously that makes a difference in terms of shot clock and which way you can go. He goes into the front court anyway, takes that out of play. Using a little bit of speed there, shows Adija to get his shot away. And that will wrap it up. And obviously the possession arrow will be pointing Canada's way, because Jamaica started the second quarter there. Well, it looks like they're trying to give it the other way, but it surely must be Canada's ball. Oh, right, it's Jamaica's possession. That surprises me slightly. That's a deep one for 3, off the mark from Felwell. Alexander kicks to the corner. Alexander Walker for 3. And bottom of the net once again for Canada from behind the arc. Their 5th three-pointer of the game. Oh, Felwell shot rims out. Birch with the rebound. And here we go out in front. Oh, he slowed it down this time. Keyshawn George with the lay-in. And the lead is up to 22. 15 points in the fast break. That's what Coach Turner was talking about. 15-3. Jamaica only had 15 in total. And I tell you what, Marcus McDonald, have yourself a ball game, young man. Alexander Walker. Pass is broken up by McDonald. Down the lane, trying to go reverse. He's on the floor, so Canada have numbers. Alexander Walker kicks it back. George looking for 3, at the line, but not the legs. Great vision, as we know SGA has. It's a beautiful pass. And Alexander Walker made sure it was an assist by knocking down the three. Kicks it out. McDonald looking for three more, not this time. Ball batted up in the air. Gilgeous Alexander is first to it. Around the screen. Birch rolling to the rim. Well, he's there again. Alexander Walker, this time he doesn't knock down the triple. Hudson. Stolen away. Ryan Membard with it. And again, points off turnovers, points in transition. Canada running riot. Alexander Walker with the lay-in. He's up to 7. McDonald loses the ball. Here's more points off turnovers, more points in transition. Lobbed up, and SGA slams it home. For him. Talking about his rejected by Birch, thrown into the front row. They're enjoying themselves, the Canadians, in everything they do, both ends of the floor. Just one field goal made so far for Jamaica in this quarter. Can't get one there either. Two Jamaicans fighting for the rebound, and Canada come away with it. Membard cross corner. Alexander just checked his feet, which allowed Adija to close out. Now he's going to back him down. Pump fake draws the foul. Well, that's the one thing there haven't been too many of in the game, fouls. And we're actually going to get our first free throws of the contest on a shooting foul. Just the 6th foul of the contest between the two teams. Captain and leading scorer is the man taking them. Well, he wasn't confident that was going in. You could see as soon as he left his hand, he was almost willing it to have a little bit more momentum, and he got a friendly roll. Joel Bailey brings it forward. Well, I think Brooks is just a little too close there. It's going to go against him. Said there's no real fouls in the game, but he's managed to pick up 2. Bailey drives. Now he's in a bit of a hole. Thelwell, late shot clock, tosses it up. Good offensive rebound. The foul is called as Romario Gill tried to go back up with it. Well, they've only got 2 points in this quarter, Jamaica. Got a chance to get the scoreboard ticking here. Or maybe not. Well, that one just about rolled in. Foul called off the ball. Suddenly we've got a flurry of fouls. Kelly looked too aggressive with Dylan Brooks. Shot off the mark. Away comes Bailey. Bailey goes the opposite way of the screen, and Brooks is going to get called for foul number 3. Well, Canada have 7 fouls in the game. Dylan Brooks, it was all smiles early on. Not so happy now as he makes his way to the bench in first half foul trouble. Kelly gets it into Bailey. Deja to the mid-range, short. Canada can run again. Numbers, lobbed up and tipped home by Nembhard. Andrew Nembhard. Well, quick reply 3 at the other end. They've been struggling to make field goals in this quarter, but Thelwell knocks down a triple. Alexander Walker kicks it out, gets it back. Wiltshire underneath, passes a little low there. Gary did it all he could just to get it towards the rim. Thelwell up high off the glass, nice attack through Thelwell. Transition 3, there's only Jamaicans underneath for the rebound. Well, Thelwell looking for 3 more and he knocks it down. Suddenly the shots are going for Drew Thelwell, and that is going to cause Canada to call their first timeout of the contest. Coach Herbert want to talk it over now, having seen Jamaica finally start to make some shots in this quarter. Just wants to bring an end to this momentum. Well, the interesting thing about the last stat there, given 12 offensive rebounds to 1, of course, is the shooting numbers are a little different. Hard to get offensive rebound when all your shots are going in. But the other noticeable thing was on the graphic that went through is Thelwell will sit down 3 of 4 from behind the arc. You saw the points off turnovers, points in the paint, and fast break points, all heavily weighted to the Canadians, and why they are 45 to 26 in front. Well, that is right off the playbook there. The shot for Wiltshire, exactly what Coach Herbert called for. He didn't knock it down. McDonald to the mid-range, off the mark. Wiltshire with the rebound. Little mid-range, it was almost like he was waiting to see where the defenders were, Andrew Nembhard, and they weren't anywhere near him, so he shot it all the same. Jason Odije working on the pick and roll. Well, McDonald has come into this game absolutely gunning. He's into double figures with 10. Nice cut off the ball. And Andrew Nembhard is also into double figures with 10. Bailey calls for the screen from Gill, and the foul is called. Wholesale substitutions for Canada. Well, some discussion as to who's in and who's out for Jamaica. Canada, having said there was barely any free throws and barely any fouls, Canada have got to the limit here for the quarter. There's still some debate as to who's in and out of the game for Jamaica. Bailey was due to come out, hadn't realized he had free throws to shoot because of the foul. Thelwell, who was coming back in, will have to wait. Now Bailey can sit down, having done his job. Well, it's 18 now. It was as many as 27, the Canadian League. Obviously, the number is pretty high, 49, with still 3 minutes to go to halftime. This could almost be as big as the Canadians want it to be, and there's two more. Keyshawn George. And they're past the half century. The other thing is the pace that Jamaica is shooting it with, like that, it's going to give Canada more and more opportunities to do exactly that. Leonard Miller going to the rim and now to the free throw line. I almost wonder if it's in Jamaica's interest to maybe try and slow it down a bit. Problem with that is if you get into the half court, the Canadians have some great one-on-one defensive players, and you might not get an open look after the first one. Well, he almost chased down his own rebound there. Absence in a bit of pressure, and he's able to deal with it. McDonald again, blocked Leonard. Miller sizing him up. Running back off the mark for Andrew Nembhard. That's deflected back, but George able to keep it in the front court. Into the key, elevates, rims out, and it falls very nicely into the hands of Jackson Rowe. Little help from Miller to get there. Thelwell into the final 2 minutes of the first half. Drives all the way to the rim. Drew Thelwell lays it home. George for three. Back iron. Tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Amari Johnson. Took that really well. Drew Thelwell leads all scorers with 15. Oh, I don't know if Amari Johnson might have a little cut on the arm there when he hit into the advertising. SGA. Oh, what a rejection, though. It was a great pass, and Jamaica could get out and run, and the flush from Chase Odija all comes from a great defensive play at the other end. Will that count? Don't think it will. Well, an incredible pass, but an even better rejection from Justin Abson. And then out in the open court, Chase Odija flushing it home. Sideline ball to Canada. Gilbert Alexander looking for three. To Baudier. McDonald, long two, just towed the line, but it doesn't matter. They all go in. Marcus McDonald is not hesitating to get his shots up today. Nice pass. And rolling to the rim, Leonard Miller. 55 for Canada as halftime approaches. Absent. Trying to get it into McDonald. McDonald. Odija in the corner splashes the three. Chase Odija hits the 7th three-pointer of the first half for Jamaica. Nice. Jackson Rowe. Way to the basket. Last few ticks in the first half. McDonald spins to the middle, kicks out to the corner. Not quite on the buzzer. That would have been a spectacular play. The Jamaicans fans behind the bench were up on their feet and dancing to that one, but it didn't go. But a good first half from Jamaica. There were times there when they looked like they might be wilting. They got down by as many as 27. But they've reeled Canada back in, and they tied that quarter at 25 points apiece. And, well, those fans with their Jamaican flags will be pretty pleased with what they've seen. At the half, it's Canada 57, Jamaica 40. Well, plenty for the Jamaican crowd to be pleased with, even though their team is behind. Canada, obviously, with their offensive firepower, the juggernaut of an offensive team, are going to put a big number on the board. But Jamaica holding their own really. I mean, look at the shooting numbers, 74%. And both teams shooting 33% from the three-point range. Jamaica winning the rebound battle again. Part of that is Canada haven't missed too many shots, so there aren't many offensive rebounds out there. Thelwell with 15. McDonald, an impressive 12, the young man coming off the bench. SGA leading Canada with 12 at the half. Let's have a look back at some of the highlight plays from the second quarter. And, well, at the start of it, it took Jamaica about 5 minutes to make more than one shot. It was all Canada in the early stages of this second period. That was when they blistered out to a 27-point lead. It was lots of steals, lots of transition, lots of fast break points. But then Jamaica started to find a bit of offensive rhythm after that. Suddenly started to make a few shots and get themselves going. The Canadians having fun out there for sure, definitely enjoying themselves. But so too the Jamaicans. And really impressed with the way Thelwell have scored the ball, and McDonald, as I say. The young man has come in and made a real impression off the bench. And after the disappointment of a couple of nights ago for Jamaica, they've been far more impressive here today against a quality side, and they'll be pleased with where they find themselves right now, but knowing they've got 20 minutes more of hard work to deal with. But a few more plays like this, and their fans will go home happy no matter what the final score. We're at the half here. Canada 57, Jamaica 40.
Alexander, little hezzy, steps back, short corner to the other side as he falls out of bounds. He gets it to go. Living up to the hype early here.
Baseline drive, oh, nice play, and the finish! And Joaquin Rodriguez loves that play. And so does everybody, pretty much everybody here.
There's a lob and another thunderous alley-oop. Lindo, what a start to the game for him.
Time Bahamas defense just coming into play is now. Here we go again, and one more time. Are you kidding me? Third pick in the first round of the NBA draft, and it is indeed the 76er himself, VJ Edgecombe. His head coach not giving up at the moment. Coach Richard Tunn, another alley-oop, and one more time, KJ, straight off the bench in fresh bunnies.
Guarded by James, Feliz around James, Feliz inside, bingo! Joel Soriano! United States up by 2. Near side, into the corner, Craig for the lead! An incredible shot hit there by Torrey Craig in the corner, giving the United States a 1-point lead.
Penetrate, kick, Campazzo, extra pass. Nice crossover, and always moving without the ball, Brasino. Good defense from Roque, getting right in the passing lane. Angola! Oh my goodness, he has just taken off and crushed a right-hand dunk, and he loves it. Can they get a good look? Can they space the floor? Herrera to win it. He's made the shot, this is unreal! Chile just doing amazing things here down the stretch. They were gone. It looked as though their World Cup dreams were in tatters.
How many times are we going to see this? Baseline, are you kidding me?
Papa Nicolau says, give it to me.
I'll go tax to close out, beat Bruno inside.
Fills it up. It's all right.
Oh, 57-40 the score here in Hamilton, Ontario. as Canada look to round out their campaign with a 6th victory here in Group C. But Jamaica holding their own so far. Drew Thelwell in particular shooting the ball well enough, keeping the scoreboard ticking for his team. He's 6 of 11 from the floor. He's been out there for most of the game, 3 of 4 from behind the arc. And well, in a game like this, you've got to knock down the shots when you get the opportunities. That's the thing, is that so many good defenders on the other team that when you get the looks, you have to convert them. And there was a little spell where they weren't, and then he turned the page for his team, started making a few plays, and then you could see his confidence grow, but also the rest of the team's confidence grow. And that was how they trimmed this back from 27 to 17. Oh, no surprises who's leading the scoring at the other end of the floor. 12 points for SGA, and you feel like he probably could get more if he wanted to. He's got 4 assists as well. He's looking for teammates as well as his own highlight along the way. He is certainly the top of the list of reasons to buy a ticket here today. Ontario fans loving to see one of their hometown heroes out there on court. Haven't seen the exploits he has achieved in his NBA career. Finals MVP, of course. And it's great to see him here in Hamilton doing what he does, putting the ball in the basket, facilitating for others, playing some defense along the way as well, forcing turnovers, and finishing off plays. And for Canada, who've been out warming up for a few minutes now, it's just about carrying on what they're doing. Well, SGA leading in every category right now, and not getting too casual with it. That would be the concern, you would imagine, for Coach Herbert, that they just ease off a little bit. It's one of those things, 17 is a lot of points, and you think, well, this game is well under control, but just imagine Jamaica came out with a 10-3 run to start the half, and suddenly it's down to 10. Canadians won't be concerned about that, but the Jamaicans will certainly feel the wind in that sail and wonder if they might be able to pull off the upset of this qualifying round. Remember, Jamaica still need a result to get through to the next stage. A win would be good enough for them to punch their ticket. The other option for them would be that the Bahamas beat Puerto Rico, because then they would finish 3rd and Puerto Rico will be 4th. If Puerto Rico win, then that gets into a 3-way tie, and that heavy defeat in the Bahamas the other day, those points come back to haunt them. And the worry for Jamaica right now is that Puerto Rico are up 10 in the Bahamas at halftime. That game tipped off exactly the same time as we did, so we might have the result at the end of our contest. Obviously, kind of depends on the speed of the game, and fouls and free throws and timeouts, and how close it is at the end, and all of that sort of thing as to whether they finish ahead or behind us. But it won't be too long after the buzzer as to Jamaica will know the outcome and what their fate may be, unless they can come back here, because that will take that game out of play and won't matter for him and his squad. But I'm sure somebody on the bench has got the FIBA Basketball World Cup app open and just checking out what's going on in that other game. Well, we'll not be too pleased to be looking at it right now, that's for sure. Canada don't have any such worries. Canada's destination is all the way, well, all the way to the final, presumably. They will feel like they are certainly medal contenders and potential winners of the 2027 version of the FIBA Basketball World Cup, with the array of talent that they have at their disposal. But first of all, you've got to get there. You can't go to the party if you don't get yourself a ticket. And that's what they're trained to do right now, and doing it very impressively along the way. So I said at the start of the game, important that Jamaica start the game well. I think the same holds true here in the second half. FIBA Coliseum in Hamilton, Ontario. Hometown hero is here, and set to get us underway for the second half of basketball. Underway in the second half here in Canada. Home team leading by 17. And we'll get the first possession of this third quarter. Nembhard, top of the key. Andrew Nembhard knocks down the shot. Thompson. Well, shot clock getting low, takes the deep one, misses everything. Ooh. Well, fortunately there, he was out of bounds before Miller touched the ball. Andrew Nembhard, Gilgeous-Alexander. Off the mark. Thelwell, top of the key, got caught on the shot, and will go to the line for two. First foul of the game on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Thelwell short on the second. Brooks, he had to sit on the bench more than he might have liked in the first half with his foul trouble. Certainly had an impact when he was on the court. Gilgeous Alexander. Andrew Nembhard down to Brooks. Low shot clock here for Dylan Brooks. Shot is away just in time from Nembhard. And Jamaica are able to scramble that away through Thompson. Down the lane to the finger roll, just a little too much on that. Kabengele pulls in the rebound. Brooks sets his feet for three. There's a foul off the ball. Will the shot count? Yes, it will. Ball was in the air. So that basket will count for Canada. And I think the foul is on Thompson as he was battling for position down the lane. Just keep your eyes on number 21 here. He's just probably out of shot that the foul takes place. Oh! That was a heck of a shot, but he was out of bounds. He's coming around the screen. That back heel on the line. Thelwell knocked away, but recovered by Thompson. He doesn't really want the ball out there. Helped out by Odija. Driving to the rim, tried to mash it down, but was met at the iron by Miller. Miller running it back the other way, drops it off. Kabengele with the pump fake. Gets landed on, fouls on the floor, so it'll be end-line ball. Well, this could have been the highlight of his pin to the top of his socials if he pulled that one off. Oh, Brooks has freed him in the corner of the key. That one rattles out for him, though. And, well, there were barely any fouls in the first quarter, but there's been a few here at the start of the second half. Well, he took a couple of steps there. It was a foul rather than a... Oh, it's a kickball. Provides the release foul. Just about pick the ball up in between his feet and converts up off the glass. His first score of the game. Nembhard chased around by Siobhan Thompson, who eventually commits the foul. Well, 3 minutes into this third quarter, 5 fouls combined. We didn't have 5 fouls in the entire first quarter. Didn't have free throws till the second. Remember, was looking for a way out, having picked the ball up, and the way out was 2 more for him. He's got 14, leads the Canadians in scoring. 7 of 9 from 2-point range. Oh, tough. That is a tough shot there from Jason Odija. Brooks steps through, nice footwork. Absolutely pristine. Good hands. Gilgeous Alexander with the steal. He'll run it back. Just drop it in for 2 more. Well, they got his name on the side of the court, and he's Showing them what he can do on the court. There's another steal. Will he take it? He's going to throw it up off the glass, and it's going to be jammed in by Miller. I think he was thinking Miller was going to come a little quicker to catch that in the air, but they all count the same. SGA, big smile on his face. Canada well in control. His hands just too quick for the Jamaican guards. And Jamaica gonna call for time off the back of those turnovers and run out jams.
Hey, yo, talk to me. Why can't we get into Hornets?
Hey, on the Hornets, we're going to them. And I'm gonna set
The problem is we don't have two guys up there. Hand me the board. We only have one guy. We need to get where we need to be. Right now we got Justin. So this is Justin and Sean.
Go to Justin. We're going to Justin, and then I'm setting the pick.
True. When you enter here, right, you come to the same side. You can't come over here. Got it?
They're pressing it out so far.
I understand the first time they didn't and you went the wrong way. So I'm just telling you. Okay, when you get it here, come to the same side. Don't cut to the ball. Just space here. In fact, come all the way down.
Come on, be strong with it. Let's go.
1, 2, 3, Dominic!
Well, it's easy to have the head spin a little bit when you're out there, but that was, I thought, a good time out there from Richard Turner. Just a little bit of a teaching moment and positivity. (70-46) the score. Oh, it's another steal. 3 in a row. SGA just taking away top-level thievery. And Canada just building this lead. Well, it's pretty hard to get into your set if you can't get it over midcourt. Shot clock ticking down here for Absent. His 3 is off the mark. Thompson trying to keep it alive, but Canada come away with it. Nembhard for 3. Andrew Nembhard. He's having a competition with SGA as to who can lead the scoring right now. Canada 11 in a row. Well, that comes to an end on that 3 before I can even get the stat out. The impressive bit of that Canadian 11-0 run was the speed of it. Brooks. Thompson with the rebound. Duja off the mark. Gilbert Alexander. The low block to the fadeaway. It was well defended in the end by Duja. Lativodier struggling to get it out from between his knees. That is short from Thompson. And look who's down court on his own again. How many times have we seen Leonard Miller out in front? Farewell. Ooh, a slip from Brooks. Farewell. Extra pass, foul is called, doesn't quite go. Justin Absent, who's yet to score in the game, going to have a chance from the line. Oh, just kind of lost his own feet there, Dylan Brooks. So after sweat's been mopped, Justin Abson can try and get on the score sheet. Well, the Canadians were going like it was one shot there. It's actually three. And he is on the board. Only 1 for 3 though. Butcher. Butcher down on the block. Steps to the middle, but good hands to strip that one away, Farewell. De La Tabaudiere. Offensive foul. Oh, he's not happy with it. There is a collision. Turnovers. They've been costly ones as well. There's been 25 points off turnovers. You get a point to turnover, you do it well. They're about 1.5 points a turnover. Basically, you should score almost every time. Poked away. Thought Coach Herbert was going to shoot it there. Came right to his sweet spot. Donald gets it in. Wow. Rims out for 3, and Wiltshire was too busy grabbing hold of Tyran De La Tabaudiere to even see the ball bouncing on the floor behind him. They're over the limit, Canada, so it'll be 2 free throws. And the Jamaican captain on the free throw line. Got a line full of 2s on the stat sheet right now. 2 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 fouls. Takes his tally to 3. Alexander Walker, a step away for 3, and he splashes it home. He's into double figures with 10. Lead now up to 29. They got to 27 in the first half, and there was a response from Jamaica. Have they got another response in them now? Boy, was this guy doing much of the responding? Fell well, but not that occasion. Lovely lob over the top, but blown layup from Keyshawn George. De La Tabaudiere to the rim. Three doesn't go from Alexander Walker, but stolen away. Spins it, fires it, wouldn't have counted. Foul was on the spin. Well, it'll be shooting anyway, even though the foul was on the floor, but it'll only be 2. makes them both. Didn't quite get behind the line there, McDonald. And George going north-south, as straight line as you can be. To the line he goes again. Jordan Kellier into the game. About 5.5 minutes in the first half. Drew Thelwell brings it across mid-court. Here is Kellier. Thelwell. Thelwell drives, a little strong off the glass, had to reach out because of the length of the defender, and here is George at the other end, missing the three. Nice pass on the trail and dropped in. Justin Abson running the floor well, Bailey finding it. Alexander Walker drops it back to Birch. Well, they sag off him. Ken Birch trying to make three, but Wiltshire turns it into two with the offensive rebound. McDonald, see a little closer out to him this time. Ryan Nembhard right in his shorts, but he creates enough room. Birch with the rebound. Last few ticks of the third quarter. Nembhard, oh, Wiltshire all on his own in the corner. Only one result there. Kyle Wiltshire dapping up the front row. He's way too good a shooter to be left all on his own in the corner. And another big quarter for the Canadians. 32 points on the board in that period. Their lead is out to 89 to 55. Well, anybody who's watched European basketball over many years will know number 33 can shoot the ball. This has been about as perfect a night as Canada would have imagined and hoped for. Nearly 40% from three, 70% from two-point range. In Jamaica, they've had their moments. They could do with another moment now. Look back on the best of the action from the third quarter, and well, I'm not saying we're trending like the first half, but it was 32-15 in the first quarter. It was 32-15 in the third quarter. The scores were level in the second quarter, so can Jamaica have that sort of response? Whatever the outcome here, it is a better performance than the first game in this window for them. But it might not be enough. Defeat here takes the qualification hopes out of their hands and puts it into the mix of the other game. The other game is a few minutes behind us, so we might not know the result, but you could keep on top of it. Scan the QR code, log in and access to Courtside 1891. That game is on the live stream, as well as extended highlights of FIBA competitions and much, much more. Suffice to say, as we get the fourth quarter underway here, Jamaica are in a little bit of trouble in terms of qualification, because this game isn't going their way and neither is the other one. Thelwell to the rim, will it count? Yes, it will. Go to the line for a bonus. Thelwell has shown an ability not only to get to the rim, but to finish. He only stands at 190, so he's not the biggest. The Canadians, to be honest with you, kind of outmatched them at both positions. They've got good positional size. Brooks is open for three. I'm not 100% sure he thought that was going in the way he hopped, but it was. And it is another 3 points for Dylan Brooks. He's up to 13. Well, in case you missed the first half, Marcus McDonald is going to let it fly. 14 points for the young man in this one, Wiltshire. I don't know why he didn't just go up with the first one, but he did get there in the end. But yeah, young McDonald, 15 shots in 15 minutes. He's not dying wondering. Here he is again. Oh, pass goes awry. This is where Canada have been deadly in the open court, and Brooks is able to tip that one in. Well, I talked about them getting 94 in all of those games at home. They're past that already, and there's still 8 minutes to go. They had 110 the other day. I think they're going to go past that as well. 111 against the Bahamas was their highest of this qualifying campaign back on game day 1. I think they might be setting a new high here today. Birch, top of the key, doesn't get it to go. Oh, nice. Roll to the basket. We don't see much of that from Romaro Gill. He finished that well. Off the ball foul. Jordan Kelly, I think, had hold. He's got a few words for Ken Birch, who's got a few back. Well, it's not really been a game with any chippiness, but there's a little disagreement there. I think they both get a T for that. The original foul was on Kelly, personal foul, and then they both got a technical for the chatter. It's on the left of your screen. There's a hand there, a push. And Ken Birch, you can see looking at the referee, saying, what's that? And then I think Birch's response was, what are you doing that for? Which led to the double T. Shot in the corner from Robertson. Getting his first taste of the action, doesn't go. Traveling violation called against Chase Aduje. Wholesale substitutions for the Jamaicans. .7:20 to go here. Canada set to make it 6 wins for 6. And Jamaica are going to have to wait for the result of the other game. We're a fair way ahead of that. So I don't think we'll get to the end before the, I don't think we'll know the results of that before we get to the end. You can see there's a little issue with the clock. Shot clock just jumping above the basket. So we got an official timeout. Yeah. If you have joined us late, the situation in Group C is that Canada are through to the second round with 5 wins, soon to be 6. Bahamas and Jamaica come into this game 2 and 3. Puerto Rico 1 and 4. Remember, it's the top 3 go through. If Jamaica are to lose, which they're well on course to do now, they'll drop to 2 and 4. So they would need Puerto Rico to lose to stay in 3rd place. Bahamas would be 2nd. If Puerto Rico win, Bahamas, Jamaica, and Puerto Rico are all tied on 2 and 4. They're all 2 and 2 in the games involving those teams. And it comes to points difference. You can see the fast break points, points in the paint, points in the turnovers. Been talking about that all game for Canada. The problem, going back to the qualification scenario for Jamaica, is they'd be in that tie with Bahamas. So those points come over from the game a couple of nights ago where they were beaten 123-74, which has absolutely killed their chances of qualification on points difference. So they need Bahamas to do them a favor in that other game and beat Puerto Rico. As I say, there would appear to be a delay in that game as well, because they're still a minute and a half from the end of the 3rd quarter. Puerto Rico are up 15 in that one. So it looks like it might be the end of the line for Jamaica, unless the Bahamas can do something to turn it round. Well, this impromptu timeout allowing players from both sides to catch their breath a little bit. Certainly the Jamaicans were looking a little gassed out there. Obviously, it's been hard work for them, and they've had to do all the travel because they were on the road in the Bahamas, and now they've had to come all the way up here to Canada.
Mom's right there. Hi, Mom.
Well, if his mom's in the crowd, why is he saying hi on the camera? Maybe he's on the big screen. Maybe that's what it is. So on the big screen, he's saying hi to his mom there, Cambo. Well, hopefully they've sorted the issue. Certainly looks like the numbers are back on the clock properly. And we can get things back underway. 7:20 to go here in this ball game. 96-63. Canada on top of Jamaica. Brooks, one step away and a jump shot. He felt like he could have shot that without the dribble, but it's almost like, well, normally I need a dribble to get open, so might as well take it. Baudier off the mark. Fraser gets more time here in the fourth with the rebound. And run back by George, and Canada have 100 on the board. Out of bounds through the hands of Bailey. Well, Brooks enjoying himself again. He had a little moment in the first half when he got his third foul. Smile just went off his face a little bit, but not for long. He enjoys the game when he's playing. He enjoys all aspects of it. Kevin Gailey trying to kick to the corner. The pass is deflected away from Cassius Robertson, so it'll be a Canadian ball from the side. Elbow is Kevin Gailey, who gets his first points of the game. Nice. He's had a game, you know. Drew Thelwell played really, really well. 23 points now, shot 50% from the floor. George is thinking I should be going to the line for one here, not two. Double figures now for Keyshawn George. Lead ticking up towards 40. Fraser. No room on the baseline. He actually stepped on it. And that will go back the other way. They dropped into a bit of zone here, Jamaica. Got to make sure you rebound. Just ran out of real estate there. That'll go back to Canada. Gailey just too strong on that little baby hook. George waits for the defender to fly by to get that shot away. Offensive rebound, but stolen away. And Chase Ruzija able to come up with it. Fraser. And Thompson will go to the line for two. Kevin Gailey's fourth personal foul. Nemhart, cross court to George. George, pass was a little casual there, turned over. Thelwell. Shovel pass from De La Tabaudiere. Deej's shot comes off the back of the iron. Nemhart loves it up and just a little bit too high for George to be able to reach. Under pressure, gets it away. It's a tough shot there from De La Tabaudiere. Thompson going after it. End-line ball for Thelwell as the wave rings around the TD Coliseum here in Hamilton, Ontario. Nice shot from Chase Deej. Three-pointer off the mark for Robertson. Tabaudiere driving through. I think it came off his leg. It did. Knocked up and then down. Nice pass. Fionde rocks the rim. Kabengele gets the jam. Timeout called by Jamaica 3 minutes to go in this one. Well, the victory they hope for is out of reach, and qualification they were aiming for may well be 2, because there's still 8 minutes to go in the Bahamas, but it's not going the way the Jamaicans need it to be. 23 turnovers. It's been a lot of pressure. The problem is not so much the turnovers, although it is a problem. It's the 37 points. It's just almost guaranteed basket every time they turn the ball over. Well, young and old, Jamaican or Canadian, they've had a good night out here. Seen some pretty good basketball, whether their team is on the high side or the low side of it. Canada still showing a little full court pressure here with 3 minutes to go, up 36. Adija batted up in the air by Kabengele, but only as far as De La Tabaudiere. Gets it inside to Thompson, who under pressure can't convert. Kabengele shovels it back to George. Defender hits the deck, so George shoots the three. Well, the scoring really slowed up here for Canada now. At one point it was starting to think of record scores. Well, it was a foul call, but there was a big swipe of the ball there from Jackson Rowe at the end of it. Justin Hubson going to return. Sitting down. Siobhan Thompson has worked hard out there today. It's not been easy. Well, 2:21. McDonald back into the game. He might be able to get a 20-piece. He's at 16. Well, smiles all along the bench. They're happy on the Canadian bench, aren't they? And there we go. Another reason to smile as Cassius Robertson gets on the score sheet. And a quick reply at the other end. Marcus McDonald. And look, those shots are flying in all over the place. I was saying it was a low-scoring fourth quarter a minute ago, and suddenly it's everywhere. Threes at both ends. Can Thelwell keep it going? No, not quite. And running the floor. He was doing it in the first minute. He's doing it in the last minute as well. Leonard Miller. And here we go. Suddenly become a shootout. Justin Hubson knocking down the triple. Shoot it. Wow, not quite. George will. Rebound for the Jamaican captain. Well, it's going to be free throws there because Rowe has committed the foul and they're over the limit, Canada. Thought we were just going to go up and down and jack threes for the last couple of minutes there, but foul put paid to that. Oh, little slip, and he landed on there. Rowe. Tisha went over the top of him. Fourth foul of the quarter on Jamaica, so it's still an end-line ball. This one now will be Canada's highest scoring game of this qualification group, surpassing the 111 they had it in the Bahamas on game day one. Nice, beautiful offense from Canada, putting a cap on a tremendous performance. Jackson Rowe flushing home after some great ball movement. Deidre off the mark, ball is loose. Canada will have it. They're going to have to shoot because the shot clock is still on. They don't look like a team that wants to shoot. They might just dribble this one down and take the shot clock violation. It's one of them where you quite happily see the shot clock go off and let it run out. The crowd are already on their feet to applaud, but it will get to 0. So it will have to be a sideline ball to Jamaica, but Canada just dribbling it out. His team's work is done. Jamaica just need to inbound it. And time will expire, and Canada will go through 6-0 to top Group C. They've put on a show here. Oh, they've dedicated this weekend to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. His name has been on the court here in his hometown. He's put on a show. Canada have put on a show. 2 big wins and undefeated through the qualification stage. They've beaten Jamaica 116-78. Well, it's kind of the game that you sort of expected coming in. It's actually Dylan Brooks, despite his foul trouble in the first half, who ended up as the game's top scorer. Well, Canada's top scorer. Thelwell was the game's top scorer with 25 points. Well, the Jamaicans can be proud of their efforts in this game, even though it ends up pretty hefty defeat. They put in a pretty good shift out there, I thought. You can see Canada happy with their 6-0 through to the second round, but as I say, their prize is a long way in the distance as far as they're concerned. They're not thinking about topping this group, they're not thinking about the next group, they're thinking about the World Cup itself, getting there and how deep and how far they can go. And they have the talent to be right up there with the best of them for sure. But this has been a good window for them in that journey. Well, big hugs for McDonald, and rightly so. 19 points. Thought he was fabulous coming off the bench and showing some aggression. Just 19 years of age, but what a stage and what a performance that was by the young man. But all smiles all round for Canada, and the Canadian fans will have really enjoyed their weekend at the basketball. Let's have a look back at the fourth quarter highlights from this one. And well, Canada seemed to be just chilling their way through the fourth quarter and then exploded to life at the end, and they ended up with 27 in that quarter, 116 in total. It didn't quite look like they were going to get there at one stage. Jamaica 22 is their second best quarter of the game, and Canada were playing with a smile on their face at this point in time, knowing the win was secured and it was just about getting to the end and seeing, could we throw a few more highlight plays in there for the fans? Could we give them something to remember on the way out the door this evening? And they certainly did that. And just about everybody who stepped on the floor contributed in terms of points. Just Ken Birch didn't score tonight as far as Canada was concerned, but they were moving the ball about nicely, looking for each other, and that was probably the team play of the game right near the end. So that is those are the results from the other day. It is Canada who are 6-0, and Jamaica will have to wait for the outcome of the other game between the Bahamas and Puerto Rico to decide who goes through. I'm Daniel Routledge. Thanks for joining us. See you again soon. Goodbye.